Denny had a full meltdown. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I got to read this whole thing right now. The Denny thing.
You should do it. It's worth it.
Okay, Josh Denny went crazy. When we last left you, we played you that episode he did with Gavin McInnes, but even on an episode before that, we had Josh's monologue, his opening. Remember, he even brought up suicide. We were saying, he does not sound well. He was talking stuff like, the only reason I won't commit suicide is because I'd probably fuck that up too. And I'd be some kind of vegetable. That's like the scariest type of talk. That's almost the same as saying you're going to commit suicide. Okay, remember that? He went on a Twitter rant here today. Really fucking crazy, a really crazy rant. They said, somebody said this best, I forgot who said this, a rant longer than the battleship Manassas. Yeah, maybe it's here. Look at this. A rant longer than the battleship Manassas, that giant fucking hoagie that he made, covered in cream and oyster sauce and Old Bay seasoning. If you ever want to, I don't like Old Bay seasoning. I don't know what it is, to be honest with you, but it makes me sick. I also am not too keen on knowing that something has fish sauce in it for some reason. I'll eat it, and I'm sure it's good, but I don't like what the Japanese have done. Yes, Tony Lack, a meltdown bigger than a battleship Manassas. Look at this. And if you see this, here's Josh holding that giant hoagie. But above it here is a screenshot of all his tweets. And yes, it is longer than a battleship Manassas. I thought that's so funny right there. All right, so we're going to read through these. If I can, I've got what's called Hiccups Jr. It's where I know I got a case of the hiccups building up inside. I might have went too crazy with the hammers and the one, you know what's happening? I had that one crisp and I started getting on a high, and then
Now
we
you're
had nothing
crashing.
else to drink,
You
and
want
I'm
me to go
having
get something?
a sugar crash.
I can
the
be
sugar.
back in 8 minutes.
Yeah, we'll time her. Starting
What do you want to get? You have to tell me what you want first.
anything.
Okay.
Here, credit cards. Make sure it's the one that says second account on the top, not main. Purple, second account. Okay,
You're
don't
sure
read my
you don't
card.
have any choices?
No. You have 8 minutes starting. You tell me when you're ready. You got the card?
Yep.
Got the card. You have 8 minutes starting now. Timer. 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 Someone time her. Mike just needs a couple more. Mike just needs some more gas. Joy. Yeah, see? Okay, Josh Denny's disgusting suicidal meltdown. She has 8 minutes to get me what I crave. I don't even think she's left the house yet. She might fuck this whole thing up. Okay, your timing? Good. All right, let's get to Denny's suicidal tweet meltdown. We haven't seen anything like this. Thanks to, I think, Tony, we have a nice compiled thing here. Yeah, of all the tweets. Look at all these. Look at this that I got to do. You see the work ahead of me here? This is what I'm worried about. Look at this. Look at this list. Again, more meat than a po' boy. A ginormous po' boy. All right, so he starts out here. Look at this. The thing they don't tell you about depression is that some days it feels amazing. You binge eat, crank the AC, and put in a double shift on Netflix, only to lay your head on the pillow at night with the impending doom of the consequences of a wasted day. Wow. And then he replies to himself about 100 times. What's crazy about this is that 90 people liked this. How is he getting these likes? You can't get more than 2 patrons. Nobody will listen to the podcast. 90 likes? Who's doing this? Maybe it's you guys encouraging him. You lie awake all night, vowing to show up tomorrow, to work hard, to make no excuses, to Joe Rogan your way through the day. And he's tagged Joe Rogan in his suicide announcement. To Joe Rogan your way through the day, to win because you can. You're smart, talented, and well-liked. Tomorrow, you say. She's talking about himself here. And you'll see it's very clear that he's talking about himself because he forgets the format of this whole thing, from time to time. But look, he thinks of himself this way: smart, talented, well-liked. And tomorrow comes. It always comes. You reach for that energy to seize the day, and it just isn't there. You wake to stories that seem to amplify your failures or shortcomings. You get distracted by anger long enough to burn half the day. I still have time to do something. Wow. I'm too tired. I didn't get a good night's rest. I'll take today and reset my clock. It might take 2 days, but by the weekend, I'll be back in a rhythm. I'll write down my plans, and then put them to action and follow through. The weekend comes, you're sort of on a schedule, but like always, the things you have to do are replaced by the things you want to do. I have to work. I have to make money. I have bills to pay. All I do is pay bills. This part, fucking really, this part maddens me the most out of all this. Because I have to work. I have to make money. I have to pay bills. All I do is pay bills. I hate when people say that. Shame on you, as if you're the only one paying a goddamn bill. And by the way, everybody in our chat today has more bills, I bet, than Joshua Denny. Come on. Guy's got what, 4 bills? Please. All I do is pay bills. You don't have any more bills than anybody else living on this earth. Okay? Maybe you shouldn't have bought a 2016 car when you're just an Uber driver. Okay, you ever think about that? I tell people this all the time. Stop buying $30,000 vehicles. You crazy kids. You don't have that kind of cash. You're not rich. All right? Everyone's car, unless you're making $500,000 a year, your car should be less than $10,000. It's really crazy. There's nothing else that you're so tricked into spending that kind of cash on. Nothing. But for some reason, it's automatic for you. Oh, car, yeah, $28,000 minimum. No worries. But, sir, you only make $40,000 a year. Oh, that's okay. I should spend over half the money I make on a car. So I found that really sick. That's really sick to say. Okay. Here he goes on. You begin to feel that instead of living your life is living you. You're a victim of circumstance now. You could only react. This feeling of loss of control creates anger and resentment. That anger and resentment sends you into a hunt for resolution. But all you seem to find in your research is that everyone's life seems easier than yours. Everyone is on social media taking vacations you can't afford, eating food you can't afford, spending time you don't have. Wow! You can't afford types of food? Woo! What are you, Pete Davidson? So you can't afford to go on vacations. This is true insight to how poor he's become. And you go, how can a man with a live-in girlfriend type something like this? So has Netta, the creator, disappeared? Where is Netta? Pie woman. Where is she? How do you sit back as a girl and watch your guy type something like this? You know, a good example is when Ethan from H3H3, right in front of his wife, came on and did a whole episode about his depression and how he can't get out of bed. She's sitting there with a fucking baby in her tummy. Going, I hope you figure this out soon, because the baby, Like, aren't you embarrassed to do this in front of a girl? I just need a kickstart, Josh says. I'll continue. I just need a kickstart. I just need a nest egg. If I just make X amount of money, Kanye, then I could get above water and get it turned around. I'm not a loser. I've already won a lot in my life. How did I get here? With all the work I've put up until this point, with all the work I've put in until this point, it's going to kill me, man. I'm about to fucking puke, bro. I've got so many red vines in my stomach just hanging out. There's no way your stomach is able to break down jumbo red vines, is it? Because I ate a whole pack of red vines right before I went to bed last night. I could feel all those red vines. Look at this. Wait, has it been 8 minutes? 2 minutes left, Jules. Oh, Jules has 2 minutes left. 2 minutes! Only 60 seconds left. Some people are saying it's 12:59. She might have got hit by a bus. It's happened before. Look at this. I just need a kickstart. Back to Denny. I just need a nest egg. If I just make X amount of money, I could get above water and get it turned around. I'm not a loser. I've already won a lot in my life. How did I get here? With all the work I've put in until this point? I'm so fucking exhausted. How have I done this much in my lifetime and still have so little? How did I get here? When will it end? When do I get over the finish line? Is there even a finish line? Wow. This is what he's saying, by the way. This is crazy. She's got 1 minute, folks. Jules has entered the building. Dun dun. You made it. Look at that. 30 seconds left. Here she is. With a little bit of this and a little bit of that. You didn't. No. You guys are on a delay. She did it. She's not late. She did it. Boom. And we're reading Denny's racist meltdown. Look at that. 8 minutes on the dot. It can be done. Anything is possible here at Redbar. Let me have a little drink. Let me have a little
I
twist.
even had to have a conversation with the store lady.
Wow. You almost killed...
Because I'm basically wearing my pajamas. She was like, you off work today? I was like, yeah. And I'm buying a bottle of wine in the morning. Wow. Beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. That looked really classy. There you go. Keep it away from me. I can't have drinks. All right, we're reading. Now we are cooking with wine. Joy likes a little wine with her breakfast, remember.
Exactly.
Here we go. And we're reading Denny's tweets, Jules. They're really good. We just got to the one. I'll read it again. I'm so fucking exhausted. How have I done this much in my lifetime and still have so little? How did I get here? When will it end? When do I get over the finish line? Is there even a finish line? All right, I'm going to take my first sip. You could have one with me.
Listen up.
It's just in. All the gossip. The Rumor Report. Gossip. With Angela Yee.
It's the Rumor Report.
The Breakfast Club.
Did you already go over the fact that he said the words impending doom?
Did he really?
I think that was in the first tweet.
Wow. There's so much going on here that if I started sticking to every minute, we got this Crowder tape way better than this. I just got to hammer through these. Hammer? Somebody say, hammer? It's been, I blew through all my energy like Kanye. You know, I should have took my own advice at the beginning of this show. I go, Kanye's blowing through all his energy. She's got 2 hours left. That's what I did with all that hammering. I mean, that
It's
was
okay,
more.
it's coming back.
Okay. Josh Denny continues. Oh, sorry. Josh Denny continues. Does anyone care? Is anyone listening? Does it even matter? Does it even matter to me anymore? Do I even want it anymore? Do I even want to live anymore? What am I sticking around for? This is suicidal. Does anyone care? Is anyone listening? Does it even matter? Does it matter to me anymore? Do I even want it anymore? Do I even want to live anymore? What am I sticking around for? Again, man, do not write this stuff online. Get a fucking friend. Get a wife. These are questions that a 36-year-old man, Josh Denny, 36, should not be asking the internet. The internet that does not patronize him. The internet that said, no, he's got 100,000 Twitter followers. They said, nope, 2 of us are here with you. One of us is a Redbar fan. One of them is Isaac Simpson. So 0 of us are here for you. We're just living this stupid fake Twitter life. You know, his followers are part of this Twitter exhaustion game where they follow back. They're the follow back crew. You know this? And it really shows, but it's weird. They do interact with him on Twitter, but they also interact with everybody as part of their follow back program. It's this weird subset of people that just only interact with their fake people that they follow, but they refuse to take that outside of Twitter. They will not show up for his shows. They do not show up for his podcast. They do not show up for his Patreon. It's this weird, fake environment that he's bought for himself. He might be talking to bots for all we know. These could be people, that aren't even people. Looks at the clock, and he's changing his writing style constantly through this just a little bit. He thinks,
really wrote this like it was one of those threads that was going to go viral about depression. Like on Twitter all the time, you'll see a Twitter
this
moment.
comedian destroys depression in an epic Twitter rant. Exactly. No, that didn't work. And by the way, Josh, you're copying the likes of like some Pinterest woman who does a zine about memes, but that apply to
because he really tried to write,
dresses.
like really write this.
Yeah,
like,
he really did, and you can see his writing style though. But there's no consistency really to the writing style, and it's not his writing style. He's trying out a new writing style. You should always only speak as yourself. You should never be like, I'm going to try on a new, shade of writing. Look at this. Looks at the clock. 6:51 a.m. I tried to go to bed 4 hours ago. I'll waste another day. How many days have I wasted? I'm 35. I haven't even gotten started yet on those hopes and dreams. Whose hopes and dreams are those anyway? That kid who seemed like a distant memory? The kid who had those seems like a distant memory. Yikes! We've heard this, but we've seen this style of writing, this Anamana. Yeah. Please, yeah. This Anamana. Come on, man. Looks at the clock. 6:51 a.m. I tried to go to bed 4 hours ago. I'll waste another day. How many days have I wasted? Okay, very gross.
Also, he forgot the other asterisk thing at the end of looks at the clock, so it looks like that's all part of it.
Exactly. Was that even me? Was that my life? I don't even feel like I know that person. That dude was in bands. He lived for his friends and making people laugh. He is nothing and yet everything. He spent every night doing comedy. Now he almost hates it. Whoa! I figured out that's how you got to do a Josh Denny. You just do a worse Gavin McInnes, kind of, and it'll work.
That's what he is.
That dude was in bands. He lived for his friends. No. This guy was in a band. Like, he showed up with his bass and a practice amp one weekend in 8th grade, and all of a sudden he was in bands. He is the rewriter of history. But look at this. He spent every night doing comedy. Now he almost hates it. He's never spent every night doing comedy. I've been there since week 1, almost. Josh Denny has always only done comedy once every 2.5 months. He's one of these guys who would show up to open mics to hang, and once in a great while, he'd go up. Once in a great while, he'd do a little show if he knew a friend, and he'd tape it and pretend. He's never been hitting the mics. Now he almost hates it. Wow, you almost hate comedy. Wow, I didn't know that. Because I thought you were going to be doing a special. Remember, you just talked to Gavin. You go, I was actually working on a joke for my special that isn't coming out, but once I get the funding and the fans and the special, it might come. Remember that? But now he hates comedy. Wow, so we're really, again, so embarrassing here to admit these things. Never, ever, ever admit negative things. This is a new thing, and I've probably done this in the past. This is a new rule. Only tell people the good stuff. Save your negativity for your dog. Okay? No one wants to hear you leak your garbage. Okay? Every time he does stand up now, it feels like he's honoring the memory of a dead son, a fallen idol, reminiscing the memory of who he was once going to be, pretending to be who he was, pretending he's still funny, still happy. Whoa, so you're not happy? I mean, I hope these explain themselves. I don't really got to do too much. These are so sick. Pretending his beard isn't full of gray hair. Pretending he isn't. I thought he was doing a diss at me here. Pretending his beard isn't full of gray hair. Pretending he isn't 50 pounds heavier. Pretending he isn't beaten or jaded or tired. So fucking tired. Wow, is this like... This is turning Shel Silverstein me. This is turning... Who does he remind me of, the guy he's writing like right now? and your beard isn't full of gray hair, you fucking wish. Keep dreaming. This is the type of guy who gets his beard dyed gray to make it seem like he's going through something. Please. I'm the only one with a gray beard in this town anymore. And Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer. And everybody. Red Band. That's crazy. 50 pounds heavier. No, you're 150 pounds heavier, bro. 50 pounds, please. You're so... I hate that. Pretending he isn't 50 pounds heavier. Pretending he isn't beaten or jaded or tired. So fucking tired. Whose writing style is this? We've seen... I mean, a lot of people use this.
Yeah.
It's so sick. It's so crazy. I haven't even looked at the chat. Touch of gray. He should turn into the depressed guy character, into his persona. I can barely read right now. I'm so sorry, guys. I am similar to Kanye, where you start sucking.
I think you got to practice more.
Yeah.
No, you're not sucking.
No, I'm great. Could be worse. I could be so-and-so. How is so-and-so, by the way? Haven't checked on him for a while. Let me check Facebook. He got married. Has a few kids. Predictable. At least we're not predictable. I could have settled for nothing, too. Seems happy, though. Good for him.
Wow, so you're dissing all these happy people that you're jealous of?
At least we're not predictable. See, now he changes this third person. So he goes from third person, then he goes to I, then he goes to what's we're. What's that? Fourth person?
You and Netta?
We're not. At least we're not predictable. Who? You and your multiple personalities that you decided to use just this one time? He doesn't do multiple personality stuff. This isn't a, I think I got mixed personality guy. He's not like me. You know, all of a sudden he wants to be this deep artist tweeting at 4 a.m. Deepness isn't for you, Denny. You're very surface. You're ginormous. You know, you're that kind of guy. Stick to, wow, this hoagie is really sending me to Flavortown. He actually uses the phrase Flavortown on the Food Network, knowing that Guy Fieri came up with that phrase. He's like, it's like a disco in my mouth of Flavortown. That's the guy you are. You're the guy with the McDonald's tramp stamp. You're not fucking deep. You're not an artist. He watched something, like he'll watch something and then he goes, oh, I want to be that today.
Exactly, like he saw someone else doing this right before and was like, I could do that.
Yeah, and it got into his head because he was feeling vibes, bro. He's feeling the sad vibes. I hate everything that's going on right now. Is Netta black? No. But she might be, because she was free. And baby, I don't need nothing but you.
Show the butt. You We legitimately listened to Lizzo all day yesterday while cleaning.
That's Lizzo. She's got the body of Lizzo, but the face of an Iranian. She's very pretty if she lost several. You know, most people are pretty if they lost 100 pounds. Seriously. Like, most people aren't ugly. It's crazy how many, like, fatties would be acceptable. It's not like you have a chance to be acceptable. Don't get it twisted. Once you go fat, you can never go back. Talk to Al Roker on this. Talk to everybody who's tried to slim down after going too far. The fattest you want to be is me. You can slim down and be a hunk. If you're any fatter than me, try slimming down. You're going to be an oddity. And you'll never make it as a girl. So once you pass that line of do not return, you're fucked. But you could see it in a lot of these women's faces that you'd be just fine if you never got greedy. Better than Kanye Live. They're saying that was beautiful. Thank you, Joy. I need a piano for this show. I need to start singing more.
But then you're like East Side Dave.
I don't think so. I actually am not worried about that.
You're getting a grand piano, though, not a keyboard.
I'm not like anyone. I'm not like anyone. Because, baby, I need some voice lessons, but I'll be pretty close. That's no effects.
That's almost as good as Lizzo.
Like, if I was performing live at Coachella, I would get a standing ovation for that because it'd blend in with like the audio and stuff. That's not so bad.
It's good.
I am gonna do more singing because I have that in my soul.
Oh no.
Dare to be stupid. You can squeeze all the shaman you can when Mr. Winkle's not around. Put your head in the microwave and give yourself a tan. Absolutely no West Side
Los
joy.
Angeles cool guy says, joy is a delight, but quite a handful after a few wines.
I love that. Oh, I feel so sick. That takes a lot out of you, dude. And dudettes. This is eccentric as fuck. Someone says.
That's better than Kumia's singing.
I think
You
so.
should go-
I have
go
real
to the
passion. When I
compound.
really put it in, people go, he's not perfect, but that's a star. Like when I really belt, there's star quality deep inside there that I blew on this stupid podcast. I could have been a huge star if I would have went with that instead of this. Joy is one sassy bitch. Wait till you see my what I got going downstairs. This big muff I'm growing for this. Ooh, is this
Growing,
coarse?
it's been grown.
You could deep clean a stove with this muff. You know what I'm doing? If you got a motorcycle with some rust on it, bring it by. Because my muff is all about those, what do you call those things on the front?
Torm is here. We've been talking about
Torm
you a lot today.
Delgado's here. Good late morning, he says. Torm, we played a bunch of stuff about you. Joy has a rad vinyl collection. No, she doesn't. I will only get a vinyl collection if I'm gifted a full Macintosh setup that is set up perfectly and tuned to the room. Joy Deaf does not shave. Please volunteer to spend time with Denny. It's tax deductible.
It was
Is
nice,
Joy
Torm,
pre-op
don't
or
worry.
post-op? I'm pre-muff. The only thing you need as a tranny is a giant muff to cover everything up. So grow that shit out. Get extensions. Sorry about the show. You know how Joy gets. By the way, Alex Gross, Sailor Twift, I've got a bone to pick with you. Ariana Grande's headlining performance is garbage. I saw the Coachella performance. That's all she's got. Have you seen Homecoming? Watch Homecoming. Seriously, I know you guys don't like Beyonce. Watch the Netflix docs, Homecoming, and go, okay, I'm not accepting anything less than this. You want to charge $275 a ticket so I can see you from, the visiting players side all the way up, then you must be good. Okay? It's got to be better than a little recital. You see Ariana Grande on stage, it's like watching a third grade recital. It's like that scene in Mean Girls where they're all dressed in the Santa costumes.
You're just thinking that because she had that in her music video.
Exactly.
But it's the same.
What it is.
It's very similar.
If you watch Homecoming by Beyonce, you go, okay, I don't have to be into it. Beyonce is very mean. She's cruel. The anger is crazy, and she's pandering to little girls. So it is definitely not for me. But come on. That performance is probably the best performance in current music.
I'd say so.
And no one's doing that. And it's like, okay, then just charge me $25 and do your shitty fucking dance recital.
If we're paying the $300,
But
we
no,
want
come on. For
Homecoming.
$300, I need Homecoming. Sorry. Okay? And this is how the Beyonce performance is how every act used to be. This shouldn't be a special thing. This should be the standard. Yeah, you should practice. It shouldn't be, we started the tour, so we started like 2 weeks before. I'll just go over everything and bob around. Please, and those two guys that Ariana Grande's got, those brothers with those hats. Fuck those guys. Okay? We need some serious stuff here. Okay? Beyonce has a shit catalog but can dance. You wouldn't say that if you were a Beyonce fan. If you're a Beyonce fan, that performance would
I'd say
blow
everything about
your
Beyonce is
fucking
fucking
mind.
perfect, but I just can't get on board with her personality. So then every time I listen to a Beyonce song, I feel like she's getting mad at me. So I can't
she
enjoy
is mad
it.
at you. She hates you. And if it were at here's the thing about Beyonce. If hiring someone to kill someone else was legal, she'd be doing it all day. She's an off with their heads type of queen. Okay, she is the type of queen that, she'll do that little dance across the boardroom desk with no shoes on and cut someone's head off with a sword. She doesn't fuck around. She takes it up to the edge of the law. And that's where she stops, unfortunately, because she doesn't want to be killed. Here's something interesting. Young Kenneth says, I was at the Beyonce show at Coachella, and it was way better on the live stream than it was in person. The show was made for the documentary. I believe it.
No, that makes sense.
But still, I mean, I've watched every live taped performance.
I'm sure the Ariana
That's still the best
one was bad in real life.
The Ariana one was bad everywhere, So, all right, back to Josh Denny, right?
Yes.
Could be worse. I could be so-and-so. How's so-and-so, by the way? Haven't checked on him for a while. Let me check his Facebook. He got married. Has a few kids. Predictable. At least we're not predictable. I could have settled for nothing, too. Seems happy, though. Good for him. Fuck you. Then he does this, and this is where he starts realizing he's not really in this mood anymore. So it starts out with him actually thinking he's in this mood. But then, of course, because he's not a real artist, he starts becoming aware that this is a public thing. And now the entertainment button is flipped. And now he's being a little writer, a little fag. And he says this, boobs. For some reason, I just thought of boobs. Man, that random girl in Virginia Beach back in 2010 had some epic boobs. Don't even bring up Torm. Don't even associate Torm with this. It's not fair to anybody.
It's not fair to
This
Torm.
means you're a fake phony. You're doing that thing that fake phonies do when they do this thing. Boobs. For some reason, I just thought of boobs. Man, that random girl in Virginia Beach back in 2010 had some epic boobs. And he couldn't think fast enough to have an actual reference. That random girl in Virginia Beach back in 2010? Nah. You ain't pulling memories from a stranger in 2010.
Like, he thinks he's writing like a Bret Easton Ellis
Yeah.
novel where he's like, I can't even describe it, where he's just like, everyone just wants to read what's on his mind.
Yeah, they don't.
And his little jokes. Like, you know what I mean? Ugh, I can't even imagine the mindset he was in when he wrote this.
Someone says, boobs, Italy. I love it. Josh is sad. Under the gaze of a Denny. I'd like to, you guys type whatever you want in the chat because I'd like to see what you guys say about this stuff. Where was I? Oh, yeah. I was making excuses. Same as every day. It will be the same today. It will be the same tomorrow. Where was I? He dares to say. This writing is really all over. This is so amateur nonsense. The fact that he thought this was like meaningful is so eerie. He goes on, but there's always tomorrow. I'll get started tomorrow. I'll feel better tomorrow. I'll get back to being me tomorrow. Every time we reach to tomorrow, we blow right past today. But what if there was no tomorrow? How would we spend today knowing that? Oof. Would you give a flying fuck about gas prices, bills, the president, Russia, guns, self-driving cars, jobs? Diversity in film and colleagues and global warming and the price of Bitcoin? I feel like now, right in this moment, so many people in the world are worried about tomorrow, building for tomorrow, reaching for tomorrow, and will nuke today to get there. Ugh. You're so late with this type of talk, by the way. Again, you're late like Pete Davidson's interior decorating. You're 15 years behind. This conversation was exposed to us about 15 years ago, and maybe it had some, strength back then as we weren't used to seeing stuff like this all the time. But to say this now is similar to Little Dicky putting out Earth and pretending that global warming is a new thing that we're just hearing about. We'll get to that on another time. Today is the only thing that should ever be trending. What are we doing today? What are you doing today? Put your fucking phone down and experience today. Let it surprise you. Crash into it. Fuck it up. Do it wrong. We could always try again tomorrow. Not working. I've tried it out, though, but the motivational pep talks don't ever work for me. I roll my eyes at Tony Robbins. I think life coach is just a nice word for con artist. So I'll just sit here with my thoughts, staring ahead, waiting for that strike of lightning to come and wake me up. It'll probably be right when I start to nod off. God forbid I get some rest. What are you, Joy?
God. What are you, Bill Schultz?
Truth is, you only have to blame yourself. You're right there where you're supposed to be. You could work harder. You could do more. You could be more creative. You're limiting yourself. But you know that, and you want to change it all, but you don't. You can't. So here we are. You know deep down that none of this makes you special. Everyone could write their version of this thread. Everyone's fighting something. Everyone feels like this. Ugh, you're gross for sharing all of this. That's what he says, not me. Too little, too late, buddy. But
Don't
at
worry,
least
he ruins it right away.
Yeah, but at least it's real, you say. I'd rather fail being honest than succeed being fake positive. But real is a commodity, and the lie of positivity sells. So you keep failing while other charlatans of bullshit keep stacking their chips.
You didn't succeed when you were a charlatan of
Yeah,
bullshit
exactly,
either, by the
which
way.
is what this is. How long could you take pride in being smart, in being honest or real when the world doesn't seem to even value it? Questions. So many questions. When the world doesn't seem to value it. So those two patrons, huh? The world doesn't value it. That should be your thing. You know what Josh would be perfect as? We came up with this. Somebody else came up with this. What was it? It was an occupation that he would be absolutely perfect as, that he should do. What was it? Somebody brought it up, and we go, yes, that is it. That's what Josh Denny should be doing. Fuck, what was it? It was so good. It was behind the counter somewhere, definitely. What was he? A waiter? Couldn't have been a waiter, right? It was
Yeah,
something.
where have we been the last
Somebody
few days?
brought it up. It was one of you guys. You said, no, you should be doing this. And I said, yes. Loads of people have it better than me. Loads of people have it much worse. You don't get to complain. Keep your privileged thoughts to yourself. No one wants to hear about it. So you don't tweet any of this. You don't say any of this to anyone. You carry it with you until you can't anymore. Until you decide to stop tomorrow in its tracks, to shut it down and finally get that long-awaited, uninterrupted, forever sleep. Wow. Yes, there it is. Los Angeles cool guys. A bagger at Trader Joe's. Yes.
Right.
Josh Denny needs to be wearing that Hawaiian shirt at Trader Joe's at that little fucking thing where they scan your items because they got to be different. Make a little one. How's everything going? You find everything okay? Oh, these are great. Peanut butter M&M bar twists. Oh, my God. Please tell me. Believe me, I eat too many of them. Oh, yeah. So what are you doing this weekend? Any plans? Huh? I'm going a little fast for scanning. Aren't I? I'm going fucking crazy. He'd be great.
The tiny till that they make you put all your items
exactly.
in that thin area.
Yeah. He'd be wonderful at that. Small talk, the bullshit. I won't go to Trader Joe's for that. Oh, the M&M peanut butter jelly beans. Oh. My wife will let me know. You don't have a wife, sir. You're a bagger. And by the way, it's not honorable to be a bagger just because whites shop at your stores. It's actually really racist. You go to Jewel Osco, go to any grocery store in the world, you're going to see Mexicans, retards, and old women. Those are who bag groceries. Mexicans, retards, old women.
In
Top
Canada,
three.
it's 14-year-old white kids.
Okay. We're not in Canada, baby. We're in the good old USA. And in the USA, you have old women, retards, or Mexicans bagging your groceries. You go to Whole Foods. You go to Trader Joe's. All of a sudden, everyone there is a Josh Denny white. Like it's okay because white people shop there, so it's okay to be a white bag boy. This is crazy. This is the most gnarly thing we've ever done in this country. To have such a contrast between people who bag groceries. Doesn't matter what you bag. Doesn't matter who bought the stuff you bag. You're bagging groceries, bro. So you're a retard. You're a black. You're a Mexican. you're an old woman. You ain't fooling anybody. And you won't find an old woman, a Mexican, or a retard at Whole Foods. Well, you'll find retards at Whole Foods. Plenty of them.
Yeah, but
We hate
they're
that.
like they're more autistic than fully retarded.
Exactly. But never, here's the deal. When you're at Whole Foods, I don't care if there's a line that's longer. Never let a retard check you out. Because they do this at Whole Foods. Every store has a retard that they hire.
I'm usually really nice to them.
Of course. You have to be, or they'll snap.
You're not. So.
No, because they're so slow and they're bad. You know why? Because they're retards. I don't want retards having jobs. You know what they should be doing? Living at home on life support while their mom takes care of them. Just because you want them to have a normal life doesn't mean they need to take time out of my real normal life. They sit there. Stop.
I answer every question.
I know.
And Mike just walks
and it takes
away.
twice as long. I hate it. I won't even give him my credit card. I'll go, you know what? The retard, I want 25% off. Because I didn't get a full person doing the job that they're supposed to do. At least they keep them away from the meat counter. Imagine that, a retard butcher. You'd be like, what is this? It'd just be like a paper ball of butcher's paper, like covered in so much tape. And you'd be like, what the fuck? You'd come home, you'd open it, it'd be the guy's hand. Come on! Quote of the day, never let a retard check you out. You got it. But Josh Denny would be perfect at Trader Joe's, wouldn't he? Could you imagine that? Him in that Hawaiian shirt with his black framed glasses and his beard. So perfect. Guys, stop going to Trader Joe's. It's not good food. It's shitty food wrapped up in a way where you think, oh, I'm getting some good.
I like
it's
the
not.
dumplings.
Yeah, of course. Those dumplings are really good. But the food is not good. It
Yeah.
really isn't. It's not a real, and you can't just eat stuff from Trader Joe's. If you are, a tub of peanut brittle, you're not eating a
It's
full
more
balanced
like a
diet.
shitty convenience
Exactly.
store upgraded to fancy instead of a grocery
But
store
these people
upgraded
don't
to fancy.
take it like that. These people go full shopping there, and that's what they have for the week. And then they're eating M&M bread. As their dinner, they find themselves, because they forgot they didn't get any meat there. Their meat sucks. What's so funny?
Sorry.
What happened?
I choked on my water because
Jesus
of M&M
Christ.
bread.
M&M bread, okay. Ha! Okay.
Get back to the tweets,
Back to
okay?
Denny's, yes.
We're
'cause
getting
here you
carried
go.
away.
Now people are concerned. They take your story as a cry for help. They're messaging, they're texting, and you hate it. Because for so many, it's a way to shut off their own internal thread, just for a minute to feel superior. No one texted Denny, by the way. This all happened within the same, hour here?
Yeah, it was within like a 2-hour period.
Yeah, no one was messaging you and texting you. Okay, you're just now coming up with what you think this rant should do, because you started out like a TV series, didn't you? You started out like Lost. You didn't have a plan. Then you got into the 6th tweet. You were probably out of your fakey-dakey, sad, woe is me mood. So now you're just doing fake additions to this, hoping that you land at some beautiful fake thing that ties it all up in a bow. But it's never going to happen.
He does attempt that, by the way.
He does attempt that? Okay. Others will gossip and talk. Did you see Denny? I'm worried about him. All while knowing that we all feel like this. And we'll keep talking about each other to avoid talking about
That one's
ourselves.
directed at us.
Wow.
Don't you think?
He wishes in his dreams. And we'll have mental health awareness days. And we'll keep losing friends and loved ones because we keep thinking that we're not like them. We're strong and different. We have plans and friends and family and relationships until we don't. Wow. Did he break up with Needy? It's not a disease to feel like this. It's a byproduct of conscious existence. It's inside of us all. And if you never feel it, you're fucking delusional and probably clinically insane. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to get some rest. Big day ahead of me tomorrow. Wow. What a Eliza Schlesinger forced callback.
Yep.
Eliza Schlesinger will do a stand-up comedy special on Netflix, and she'll say something like that she thinks her prominent bit up at the top. and then at the end she'll shoehorn in a callback to that bit as if this all was a Quentin Tarantino movie or an episode of Seinfeld.
But it'll be
And
something so simple.
Exactly.
She'll be like, that's why you share a drink with a friend.
Exactly.
Or
And here's
something.
Josh Denny. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to get some rest. Big day ahead of me tomorrow. No. You added that on after going, how do I get myself out of this one? Okay? That wasn't in it. Only a callback is only good if the callback is planned before everything else. Okay? It's like I said about these TV series. You need to have an ending in mind. You can't just riff your way to an ending. You need to know how you're going to end and to manipulate the people in this way. You know, because his first 4 tweets were a real cry for help. Then he got out of that mood because he doesn't even know how to be sad. It's not something that he does. And then he started just faking it like he does everything else. You could tell these get more fakey as they go. And then the ending, a big bowl of wrong. What do they call it? A big, yeah.
A big bowl. And
A
then
big
insert
bowl
your anything
of
afterwards.
fake right here. Exposed. So disgusting here today. And you know what's so interesting? Xander from the Bring Back group. You know Xander. You've seen him in the chat. Great guy. Listener of the month style. Xander, they caught him saying this, and I don't know if this is really true. Evan McBean says, holy shit, this is a comment Xander made from last summer on a Milo Yiannopoulos suicide post. Very similar to Denny's post. Milo put out a post like this, and look what Xander says. This is from 34 weeks ago. Xander wrote this in the Bring Back group. He goes, I'd like to see something like this written by Josh Denny after a few more months of staying at 4 patrons. Whoa! You predicted this.
Holy fuck.
Look at that. Shula came through. There it was. I'd like to see something like this. And you did see something like this. You know why? Fools can't help themselves. You'll see this from every fool. You won't see it from Kumia. He doesn't get art. But the fools who want to pretend that they're artistes will do this every once in a while. And you got your wish. Isn't that something?
Yeah, someone in the chat says, there's a great callback for Joy's Samsung joke. That's got to be your callback for your special. At the end, you go, and that's how Samsung knows me.
Exactly. Or you could just
and
go.
The crowd fucking goes nuts.
And does anyone know me? Does Samsung know me? Thank you guys so much. That's my time. Thank you guys so much. It's so easy. Like, all you have to do is like
say one similar
say
word.
one thing that they'll remember from the beginning, and people are like, that is, stop it. It's a trick. It's not even a trick. It's clear as day stupid. Manupid. Haha, that was great, someone said. We got a regular Nostradamus here, huh? Am I right? Such a friendly ending. Joy talks. Am I even me? A+. All right.